What's up, YouTube? Sentinix with another video for you guys. Now, this is going to be covering matchup analysis, starting with Jax. I'm going to do this video a little bit differently than my other videos. So going from there, it's not going to be nowhere near as long, and it's going to cover more of the micro decisions that I make against Jax rather than going over the macro decisions over the whole game. So going from there, we're going to see how we literally just shit on Jax. So let's get right into it. Alright, so getting straight into the matchup. Jax's Counter-Strike is his most valuable tool. If he uses his E, you have a really big window to punish him. From when you start using your Q, you get a 13-second cooldown, which you can space out, versus Jax just throwing out his E, which is just a flat 16-second cooldown. So you can kind of manipulate the window you have to punish him. And you will see that whenever he uses his Counter-Strike, I back off. And I try and, get a little trade back afterwards, but it's going to be hard level 1. But as soon as your Qs are back up, you have a window to kind of just fast combo him and chunk his HP down. So luckily for me, when my Qs came up, I had the wave push and I hit level 2 at the same time. So you see I forced a trade, and now I'm just kind of keeping him out of EXP range to make sure he missed some creeps while I still get the EXP. So knowing his Counter-Strike was back up, I just forced a trade. He can't really contest anything right there. He just dies for it. And it turns out in my favor. He probably didn't flash because he thought he could kill me because of the tower shots, but yeah, not happening. So after TPing back to the lane, the wave is shoving towards me because I pushed it under his tower. So I don't want to fight on this creep wave. I'm just going to lose pretty much any trade, especially with his Counter-Strike up. So I go for the creep, and he forces a trade, which is good by him. So we back up and we use a pot, and we want to take this wave safely because fighting on that would just be suicide, especially if I got stunned under it. It was literally just inting. So Jackson this here ends up backing, and I end up slow pushing the wave. I try to force out his Counter-Strike just by, baiting out all ends. That's one thing I really like to do with the Riven, is kind of make my opponent feel pressured as if I'm going to all in them or go for some type of trade and blow their major cooldown so I can abuse them later. Especially since you ref CDR normally, it makes it too easy not to try and do this tactic. So I build up a fat wave here, and Jax can't trade on it, but the creep in front of him dies, so I jump on him immediately, and all the creep aggro goes to him while I'm damaging him, and he almost loses his life. So right here you see I kind of bait out his Counter-Strike. I walk up to him and he thinks I'm going to dive him. But unfortunately I wasn't going to do anything then, and then we do it now. So missing a wave this fat, you can pretty much say the lane is fucking over for this guy. He can't really do anything. He's level 4. I'm just now hitting 6. And yeah, the game is pretty much free from their top lane at least. I don't know about everywhere else. So we do get this plate and back off, and coming back to the lane, Jax has built up a fat wave. So I'm assuming he's probably going to want to leave. He thinks I was going to all in him there, but I just wanted the creeps, man. So with this big creep wave, I kind of duck in and out, trying to keep it frozen. So he has to walk up and be in an unsafe position so we can force another kill on this guy, because fuck him, Let's put him in the dirt. So I see that Echo is bot side, slaying my bot lane, and I see that his red is going to be up soon. So I know I can make an ambush there when I push this wave in. So I continue to slow push the wave for the next, I want to say 2-3 waves. So when Jax comes back to lane, not only can he not fight me, but he can't miss this EXP, because if he does, then he's definitely not going to be able to participate in this game any longer, So I last hit all these creeps, taking it slow. The creeps are going to push it fast itself because I have such a large number of casters on my side and the cannon is still alive. So the creeps push themselves essentially, and his red buff is about to be up. So I push in the wave and we go to this next wave, catching right outside his tower, and we hard shove it. You make sure to push it in quickly so we can actually catch Echo at his red. And Jax should be coming back to the lane very shortly. I don't know where the fuck he went. He might have been farming Krugs and then backed. I don't know. Grab this pink ward, and he finally hits level 6. And and we continue going into the jungle because we know they can't contest. So I sit here, I wait a couple seconds for Echo, and I see he walks over a ward bot side, and I immediately take the red buff. If I'm not going to be able to kill him, the least I can do is counter jungle him. I drop a ward in case just to see when he's going to be up here, so I know when I have to be wary of jungle ganks. So I'll wait a little bit just to see if I can catch him. My wave isn't actually at my tower yet, so I'm not losing many creeps. And it's a cannon wave, so I won't lose much to begin with. So I ended up leaving, just because nothing is happening, and we catch this wave. Now since we're back and the wave is in a good spot for us, we can actually freeze this wave, kind of making it safe for when Echo does go to his top side and Jax can't CS. If he walks up, he pretty much just dies for it at this point. So I noticed my jungler pathing top side, and I'm like, oh, this is a free gank. So I start to tank the creep wave, kind of putting another freeze. Now ideally I should have probably tried trimming it down a little bit more, at least of the cannon and melee creeps, but yeah, it still works out. So I keep the wave frozen here. Jax sees my ward, he clears it, whatever, you know, and we farm this wave, kind of trimming it down a little bit. I don't want to trim it down too hard because I want to keep this freeze going, but you see my jungler's at blue buff, and he starts heading up top side because he sees how overextended this Jax is. So with Kayn gank angles, he comes in, but unfortunately we go in when the creep wave is coming in, which is a bad play by us, and he ults. I tank a tower shot because that's all I can do for my jungler, and Echo comes to counter gank. Even though Kayn really shouldn't have ulted, it was a very greedy play. He dies for it, which is just highly unfortunate. So after this, I TP mid, hold mid, and then come back top lane, and essentially 4 minutes pass. I've just been farming pretty much, trying to keep my CS up, and Jax finally returns to the lane. Now we know that Jax is back. I'm very strong. Looking at his items, he only has Ninja Tabby that I have to be afraid of, but other than that, I'm very strong. So I look for bush cheese and sit in the bush, and we try and pressure him. He's seen me in here, but it doesn't matter. As long as he knows I'm in here, he's sooner or later gonna have to contest his wave. So after waiting so long, I say, okay, let me actually just, you know, use my abilities and probably try and bait him for something. So I go in missing abilities, and he actually does take the bait. I leveled up my ulti for level 11, thinking that it would kill him right here, but it didn't. I could have used my E first to EQ and secure the kill, but hey, we miss it. End up diving him anyway, killing him and surviving. Misplay by me, but hey, that shit's still free, bro. And so pretty much that's the Jax matchup. I'm gonna attach some combos at the end that you guys can use for when he has Counter Strike, so enjoy.